Have been coming in the studio. How many years have you guys been coming in here? 3, 4 years now?
I think maybe 5.
5 years. It all started 5 or some odd years ago when these two jokers came in the studio, Dan Paris and Dave Paterka. They said they were leaving. You were leaving the studio and going to the airport and going to Africa, right?
Actually, we hitchhiked.
You hitchhiked to Africa. Then the idea was they were going to start a documentary. They were going to start this documentary about poverty, and they were going to Africa, and they were going to tell this story. And they basically started after the first interview here, or the last interview here. The movie is now called Give a Damn Documentary, and it's, where is it now in its life?
Well, actually, interestingly enough, we're, since we met with you, the film's played in 10 film festivals. It's played at over 50 colleges. I mean, the reception's been incredible, just impacting young people, trying to make them get them to make a difference at colleges, and it's been amazing, more than we ever thought. You know, you make a movie, you're like, is anybody gonna actually want to see this movie? And it was like, yeah, they love it.
As a matter of fact, yes. We should also. So where is the movie now? Where can we see it now? Anything new with the movie we should know about?
Well, one big thing is we're actually changing the name.
That's the way to get
Give
more
a Damn
people.
is what it always.
That's the way. I've seen Give a Damn. I haven't seen this new one.
Yeah, so we're gonna remarket it the same thing, just a different name. But we realized one thing, give a damn is like a yes or no question, you know?
Right.
And it's like, yes, of course you should give a damn, but the new name is actually What Matters. And the idea is that people should ask themselves what matters in their life. What can they do to make a difference? And we felt like, you know, it was hindering us in some ways, you know?
Yeah, and one thing about Give a Damn was it was really restrictive, and like a lot of high schools, churches, they wouldn't want to show it. We just had a very limited market on really liberal colleges, which is great. And they loved it again, but yeah, we wanted a wider audience, and maybe instead of being seen by 10,000 people, we could have it be seen by hundreds of thousands.
Sure.
And the premise is hitchhiking on $1.25 a day in 3 different continents.
Yeah, we traveled from St. Louis to New York, hitchhiking, and then lived on $1.25 a day for food, water, lodging, transportation. We went from London to Athens, Greece, and then through 6 countries around East Africa for 4.5 months total traveling.
Also included, it was a plane crash.
Yeah.
Right.
But that was extra. You didn't have to pay for that. That was free of charge. How's everybody's health? Is everybody back and okay? What's the latest with all that?
Yeah, I usually tell people I'm about 95%, and I realize most people are about 95%, so I'm just blessed to be here, for real.
Which one of you was the atheist? Was it you that was the atheist?
No, the third character, Rob.
The third character was. Is he still an atheist, or has he changed his tune, or where is he in this journey?
Go for it.
Yeah, he says he's no longer the angry atheist. You know, he was kind of that militant atheist before, and now he thinks one of the things he always says is that we fight so much over so little, and that, you know, trying to find that common ground. So he actually travels around with us and speaks at the colleges and goes with us to show the film, and we spoke in all over the country, especially the Northeast, and he's actually doing really cool stuff. He's built a little community in his backyard where they play Nerf. He's built a giant Nerf gun battlefield in his backyard and invites what he calls an island of misfit toys to come play Nerf guns. And we're actually making a movie called Thunderdome about the Nerf battlefield in his backyard.
Your parents must be so proud. All right, so where can we go see the movie? Because I still have not seen the movie yet. So where can people go to see the movie?
Well, one cool thing is that right now it has only been available to screenings at colleges, film festivals, that type of thing. But just now we've launched it on a website called tugg.com, Tugg.com, and you can actually go there and book our film at your local theater. So you go, you sign up, you see which theater in St. Louis or another city is on there,
right? And
you invite your friends. They buy enough tickets, the film goes live, and our movie shows in the big screen.
Have you talked to HBO, Cinemax, Netflix, iTunes, all those places? How hard is it to get a movie on there?
Yeah, so we've pitched our film. We have a sales agent who's pitching it to different outlets, so we're still trying to get it on broadcast and international broadcast, but we did sign a distribution deal with Cinedigm, which is a huge company that'll have our film on iTunes and a number of other places in April, and eventually pitch it to Netflix, Hulu Plus, those type of things. So later on in this spring, people should be able to rent it anywhere in the world.
And the new name is called What Matters?
What Matters, yeah. So the website is whatmattersmovie.com, so people can kind of go there and book the film at their theaters, and that's one way to see it. That's the best way to see it right now, or to contact us at whatmattersmovie@gmail to set up a screening.
And go ahead.
So by hitchhiking and only spending $1.25 a day, how do you want people in these countries to benefit, though? and for other people to learn from this experience.
One thing that we were curious about was this thing called the purchasing power parity, and they say, some people would say that $1 in spent in countries in Africa is equivalent to about 11, it's equivalent to about 11, dollars in the U.S. And so we wanted to really see comparatively what the value of $1 here is compared to in Africa, and how much more, if it is, how much more it would go, as far as money and food, because in the world, the global standard of extreme poverty is $1.25 a day, and they say 1/5 of the world, about 1.4 billion people, live in that. And to us, that's like the change in our couch. It doesn't make any sense how someone could live a whole day on such a small amount of money. So we wanted to better understand that by living in it ourselves.
Since making the movie and living it, and there's two different stories here. The movie itself, and then what you guys experienced personally. What's the one thing, when it's all said and done, that up to now that has changed your life, that the experience you had, you want to tell people about?
But I think David should tell you kind of what he's done since the film, which I think is one of the most interesting things that come out of the film.
Yeah, just one of the biggest things for me was that I found out that helping those who are less fortunate is actually like the best way of living, and it's not something that is like this burden. So I've started a nonprofit organization called Win the Saints, WHEN. So it's winthesaints.com. You can check it out. And we're just about to launch a home that will do counseling and vocational training for teenage girls who have been sexually abused and forced into prostitution in Malawi in Southeast Africa.
Don't forget about the girls that are forced into prostitution right here in St. Louis either.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a major problem here in the U.S. that no one really talks about.
Right.
That website again?
WhenTheSaints.com.
WhenTheSaints.com. All right, and one more time, one more go around. Give us everything we need to know about how to get a hold of the movie.
Okay, you can go to whatmattersmovie.com and check us out. We have Facebook and that kind of thing, and you can keep daily updates that way. And yeah, our real message is that people should ask themselves two questions: what breaks their heart and what makes them come alive, and figure out a way to put those two things together to make a difference in the world.
It's a great story, guys. Keep us informed on how things go, and with your next movie, The Thunderdome, which I think there was already a movie called The Thunderdome.
Okay, we'll have to double check that copyright deal there.
Yeah, there you go. All right. All right. What Matters, and the website is
whatmattersmovie.com.
whatmattersmovie.com. 9 o'clock,